Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. I'm here outside of the aquarium at Epcot. I'm not sure the exact name of it. Here's my big vat of tea. This is a sweet tea with no sugar, so who knows what's in it instead? Aspartame or some other wonderful cancer-causing additive. Normally I'd be dignified and be drinking from a plastic cup, but I just didn't feel like bothering because the plastic cup's going to get crushed. I have this thing with these amusement parks. I like to come here, but I don't really like to spend an extra 30 or 40 or 50 bucks buying food. And the other thing is, with a lot of these restrictions, um, you have to like reserve a table in advance. I don't really know what time I'm going to get hungry to want to eat, and I don't know what I want to eat. So I don't really enjoy eating from the parks, the food. I just like getting my own stuff. So often I'll just pack a little meal, and this is what it is, folks. So the Lunchables, there's probably the worst thing about this meal. It's just really a snacky food. It's just something to get you through the day. Probably the worst part about it is the crackers, the enriched flour or whatever. So I try to avoid eating a few of those crackers, but sometimes the crunch is fun. I just came in the World of Future ride. I can never remember the exact ride names, but the journey through the future and through the past ride. The big dome thing at the beginning of Epcot. I went in, really no line, but the ride itself was delayed. Like once you got in there, had a couple of delays on it. You might be hearing a door. I just went on the Nemo ride. Nemo ride, I find like it's such a quick little ride, and there's really no line for that because it's not a really good ride, but I kind of like it. My other thing with these amusement parks, the Disney ones especially, I really don't feel the need to get here at 11 in the morning or 10 in the morning or whatever. That whole philosophy of beating the crowds, you're not going to really beat any crowd. The crowd's going to beat you. So I really just say let the crowd win. You know what I mean? Like I'll come in for 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll get my shots in. I don't feel like I need to compete with anybody for how many rides I got in. But here's another reason why. I have a season pass, which I was grandfathered into. Now, of course, I'm paying for this thing. However, it's not a lot of money. And I was really like the last generation to get a season pass. I like this white hat. I just bought this white hat today for $3.99 at the local Walmart. Yes, you can hashtag me. I went to Walmart today. One thing about Walmart is I used to go to this film school in Maine, and all these pretentious actors from the city, as they called it, New York City, which they say it's the city. People from New York City just say I'm from the city, as if New York City is the only fucking city in the world. So hence why I've never really liked people from New York City, because they're from the city. But they would always say such things as, They would never have a car either. That was the thing with these people from New York City. They would never have a car. They would ask me for a ride. They'd want to go hunting for some obscure item in Maine, which there's not a lot of places to go in Maine to get obscure items. And then when these little adventure trips came up short, I'd say, hey, look, you probably can find this thing in Walmart. And they would just scoff, and they'd want to go on 5 more trips to find this obscure item, some ointment or something that they needed, quote, needed. But eventually, when the day wore long, and of course they would never provide any gas money for these adventures or offer to buy any food as a thank you, they would shrug their shoulders and say, okay, damn it, let's go to Walmart, with such resignment. But my point is, if they really had these ethics that they didn't want to go to Walmart, they wouldn't go at all. If you really had the conviction of the moral strength of character that shopping at Walmart was against your convictions and ethics, and hey, if I knew how the sausage was made, I probably wouldn't eat sausage either, right? But if you really had all these convictions of morality and inner strength to not go to Walmart, you wouldn't go to Walmart even if there was no other store that had the item you needed. So I just kind of learned that, people from the city were just full of it. They just, just life lessons I've learned. Everybody's got ethics until it counts. I've kind of positioned myself in an awkward spot here. I'm trying to do this nice interactive video, but kind of like right outside of an exit door. So it's not ideal. I'm trying to load up on my calories right now because I'm feeling a bit hungry, and I know that if I kind of time this right, when I leave this park, will be right around time for me to grab something else to eat, which I'll get outside. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really like eating in the parks. It's too much money. The food is never particularly filling. It's good food. It's just not filling. My relationship with these places are interesting, Ian, because I like being here, but I hate people. So it's kind of a thing where, how do you go to an amusement park? First of all, I go by myself, which is a little antisocial. But I really don't. For instance, I went on that space ride, the time travel ride, and there was not many people on the ride. So I allow for 2 empty carts in front of me. Like there's a group of people, an empty cart, then me. I go in, I get on the ride, I turn around. There's a couple in the cart with me, like behind me, like we're friends or something. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, I purposely social distanced. You're supposed to wear the mask during the ride because it's inside. So I have the masks, but why would you sit right behind somebody? Hello. It just makes little sense to me. You have the pass, and you should come out and meet me here, buddy. I'll be here all week. I'll be Disneying all week. One thing I do not do is I do not buy ears. That's a little bit much. I mean, I think that's more of a girl thing, young women thing, is to buy the Mickey Mouse ears. It just seems uncomfortable to me. It also seems a little sexual, to be honest with you. It makes me think of the Playboy bunny ears. Maybe that's just me. And the fun thing with these snackables is that you get these cookies at the end.
Oh, we have to wait until they're done with their ice cream and go in there. We can stand here and enjoy that. They love it. Let them eat it.
No, how they eat.
That's awesome.
No, how they eat. Just taste it.
Hey, tease again.
People are all around me. I don't know why they can't give me more space.
Is it good?
I don't get it. There's too many people near me.
They expire if you get access to the hot ass one, the very first day you get access to the hot, you have to fill up those hot.
You just got it in your hair, huh?
Yeah, you move your head as you got ice cream. Liam's like, where's mine? Give me your ice cream and let me taste it.
I just don't understand why people can't give me more space. I don't get it. Can't people just give me my comfort space? Just people need to crowd around me at all times. I'm just minding my own business. People need to get near me.
Exit.
Okay. I had a nice little space looked out for myself, and people just have to move into my comfort zone and get close to me, and I just don't understand it. You see a person kind of minding their own business, give them space. You don't have to move into their comfort zone. I just don't understand what's wrong with people. Anyway, we'll come back with more videos later. Maybe people will start to respect my space a little bit more. they'll be able to do better videos when
Good girl.
the world just understands me.